Hi, guys. I'm going to update you on what happened in court with the young man that was beaten by Jesse Brown and Russell McNeil. I'll be updating that later today in a different video. There was a complaint that I got about 7-8 weeks ago from a family that I want to address today. I've put a lot of time into making sure that I put this out correctly as it came to me. The family was worried that their son had been railroaded and that some mishandling of the investigation had occurred back in January of 2022, roughly until around April of 2022, they said that an investigator handling their adult son's case was just completely mishandling it, unprofessional, some maybe rights violations going on there, so on and so forth. Well, I decided, okay, after reading everything that they had emailed me, the conversations I had had with them, I took some notes on. I decided to contact a friend of mine in Okaloosa County who has been in the legal field for 15-20 years. So she knows things that I have no clue about. And sometimes when I get these reports written by these deputies, it's as if a second or third grader had written them. It's like, wow. Then I realized, all you have to do is go to VOTEC school and become a cop. So it's understandable, but surprisingly, when I gave this to her, she says, yeah, I'll review it for you. I'll see what there was or wasn't. Well, she got back to me. And this deputy did his job accordingly. There's seems to be no violations, no misconduct. None of the things that the family felt had been done had been done. Now, this case was a sexual case concerning a child. I can't even fathom having to see the things that some of these deputies and police officers see day to day. It's got to be pretty rough. But having the email sent to me, the reports that they had sent to me, and so on and so forth, let me just give you a little information of what they personally told me when we spoke on the phone. That Mr. Godden was rude and unprofessional. That he had few words to say. I don't know how any of that's a violation. Maybe he's just a man of few words. I don't know. But after my friend over in Okaloosa County, she reviewed it. She even said it was a good investigative report. Like, the report was detailed. It was handled accordingly. So, with that being said, there is no rights violation in that case. That sexual case was not good. And it appears that Captain Keith Godden did his job professionally. So to see if there was anything outside of this case concerning Mr. Godden, a couple of weeks ago, I went back to Holmes County and asked a few random people at a store and close to a place called Esto about him. Some people knew him, some didn't. Some had heard of him. Some had have actually, I guess, had dealings with him at the sheriff's office. Nothing negative did one person say about Keith Godden, Goddin. Nothing spectacularly good either, but nothing bad. There was no fear in these people's faces when talking to them and asking them about him, if they knew him, if they'd ever had any dealings with him, was he ever, mean to them, physical with them. Nothing. There is literally nothing as far as this case that was sent to me weeks ago from this family about this defendant. The case was handled fine. So, with that being said, to that family, your son's rights does not appear to have been violated. It appears that Captain Godden did his job. there's nothing to go on except, yeah, your son is where he needs to be. That this man was professional and wasn't biased. No misconduct in anything that I seen. Nothing out in the community when I asked 3 or 4 people. Nothing. And I recognized the last name, so I thought, gonna ask a couple more questions. So I went and talked to a couple of people in Walton County, Florida, because this is a name here in Walton County. Only one person knew of Mr. Keith Godden. Nothing, again, negative about him professionally or personally. So this is the first time I have heard of anything good. So I wanted to say, wow, I'm assuming this man goes to work, does his job, keeps low key, and takes his tail home. There's nothing on him that shows that he is in any way aggressive, dishonest, or unprofessional. So Captain Keith Godden with the Holmes County Sheriff's Office, from his investigation back in 2022, in this case that was sent to me, he did his job. So anyway, later today, again, like I said, I will be uploading a video about what happened in court, my conversation with Larry Bassford, the state's attorney's office, and just how horrible that child was treated in court. So that'll be later today. I thank you guys, and again, I guess some kudos to Captain Godden for governing himself accordingly and doing his job with no bias, no ignorance, just professionalism. And again, there's nothing on him. So there's nothing wrong with this case, and I'm glad that I have a friend who understands all these reports and stuff that I'm getting through email and meeting people in person, and they're handing me these things, and I'm overwhelmed because I don't know law, but I can tell you I know right from wrong. That's just a little morals and common sense there, and it seems like several of them at Holmes County Sheriff's Office, deputies there, don't understand right and wrong, and they cover for each other. But Captain Keith Godden did nothing wrong. Y'all have a good one, and I'll see you this afternoon in the next video.